Okay, today we have my high-speed golf cart. This one has a Yamaha Enticer engine in it, and it runs awesome. It really does good. It's pull start, but the racetrack, Oakland Valley, has this Yamaha here, and it has the original engine in it, but the main bearings are going, main seals are going. It just don't work good anymore. But boy, that engine looks just like the Enticer engine, except for the little dinky carburetor and the tiny exhaust pipe coming out the other end. So I'm wondering if I can change clutches over and bolt that Enticer engine in here and make it work. Carburetor's going to be real close to the transmission though, but we'll see, because that Enticer engine, the curb comes off this way. I'm wondering if I can twist it and make it go the other way somehow. And then we'll have to build an expansion chamber because that exhaust won't do. But I'm hoping also that the timing is going to be correct so that we'll start in reverse for reverse. If not, he said he doesn't mind as long as it goes fast. So I'm going to pull one in and we'll get to it. Okay, so this one is ready to go outside. I got the engine on the floor. Then we'll pull the other one in, see if we can get the engine in it. I'll be back. Okay, next victim. So, we're going to try to get this engine out of this one, which looks like the same engine, but he's got a tinier carburetor on it and no expansion chamber on the exhaust. I'm hoping that I can fit the other engine in there. And I'm hoping that it'll run backwards for electric start. So I'm not going to do the whole thing in video because I'll be climbing under and climbing up. So we'll keep it posted though. Okay, we're getting there on this one. I got the fuel lines disconnected. Told you I'll keep you posted at least. What's going on here. We'll rip that off there. This engine is basically either junk or it needs a total rebuild. The main seals are leaking. There's oil all over the side of the engine. It doesn't have much compression, so he's not making it, and it's not pumping fuel because there's no good bottom end pressure to make the pump work. So we got all kinds of troubles with this old beast here. This is a Yamaha G1, so it is an old one. The only worry I got is that I can't get it to run in reverse, but the track says he doesn't care if it has reverse. So that makes life easier on me. You don't have to change your transmission and make reverse, you know? So I don't know about this electrical hooking up to the coil. I think that's going to be a little different. So I got the choke cable off, I got the throttle cable off. I think I got most everything here. Now, for for the belt, maybe. If I can even get it off. Yeah, I might have to wait on that. I'm not sure either. Once I loosen the engine and kick it back a little, I can just pull the belt off easier. But I also got the other belt that I gotta take off, which is on that pivot. So, okay, I'm gonna continue on with this exhaust springs. You know, I'm gonna pull this whole thing apart like the other one. That one's got a tougher spring. I'm gonna pull it apart just like the other one, and we're going to see if we can change engines. So like I said, I'll keep it posted. I don't want to bore people with all this pain in the neck stuff, you know. I'll transform it on video, you know, I'll put the clutch on it and get it all ready to go in, and we'll see if it goes in there. Okay, we're getting down to the nitty gritty now. We got everything disconnected except for the belt bolts and the belt, I believe. So, here, bolt out. Motor mounts. One. Ooh. And you can see the other two up in there somewhere. There's one. Oh boy. I don't even think I can get it. What I'm gonna have to do is get a shallow socket, a short extension in there, I think, because the tin is kind of in the way, which is kind of weird. They left the hole for one round bolts, but it's not big enough. That's kind of weird. But I'm getting it. Damn. Got that one cracked loose. And that's why I don't video everything I do, because some of this stuff, like one little bolt, can take forever sometimes. And doesn't make for great video, you know? So I got that one out. I'll try to get the other one cracked with what I got. Just so I don't have to do so much running around. I'm just slipping off the edge of it. So I'll bring it back when I'm ready to pull the engine, so you don't have to watch me struggling so much. Okay, I got the two pain in the neck bolts out. Now I think it's just the belt, and hopefully I can get this right out of here. I'm hoping. Well, he's right into something, though, you know. I smell gas, but I don't see anything dripping, so I guess I'm all right. Okay, there's more electrical. I gotta unplug. Yet, let's see. I'm gonna pull the other electrical off the other engine right in here. So I don't need any of that. I don't believe I do. Might need a kilowatt or something for some pedal, but we got an engine. Okay. Now let's compare. If I can get this one to sit up straight here. I'll turn these around in a second here. Okay. Now, let's compare. They look basically like the same engine. This used to come off of this engine and up through the hood of the snowmobile, but I cut this all off for the golf cart so it could just blast it out here. These engines look just about identical except for the bigger carburetor and some other features that the golf cart engine does not have. So this engine here is a lot more powerful because of the porting and the carburetor and everything. And then I got to put an expansion chamber on it. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make sure that this clutch and this clutch come off, and make sure that that clutch fits that engine before I go tearing everything else apart. So we'll get back to all that in a minute. I'll flip this one over this way just so I can work on it and see what we can do here. I think that is a 20 millimeter. Not sure. Just so I'm not searching all over and running around so much in my video, I'll bring set over this way. That's what I usually like to do. 20 or 21, around there someplace. Nope, 22. Okay, impact. Make sure this all fits here. Okay, snake the bolt up a little bit. Jam something behind here, or just hold up on it maybe, and slap it a couple times, and usually they come off. We'll soon find out. Let's hold up on it. There we go. That one's off of there. At least it was over there. I saw it move. Here we go. This one here, I put a new main seal in this side, but then you can see the seal went out of the other side. So, and this has a weird flopper valve in here. It's like a power valve kinda. So we got that one off. Now let's see if this one comes off the same and the other one fits on the same. If it does, we're in luck. Well, that kind of came apart weird here. That's a different type, I guess. Hope it all comes off like I want it to. So we're going to flip this up for easier working. Oh boy. I don't know what kind of shaft this is. I might not be able to use this. I'm not sure. That is not a crankshaft, is it? Oh, that's just gas. No big deal. It'll stop. That is freaking weird. I thought maybe that clutch would fit on this engine, but I don't know. That looks like a crankshaft. Is that freaking long and splined? So I don't think this engine is going to go in that golf cart. Might just have to put this engine back together. In no way, you know. No, none of this comes off. That is totally weird. How the heck did they make that all go on there? That way. There's nuts back there. Oh boy. So this engine will not go in that golf cart. So that means I'm going to have to rebuild that engine. And I'll put this engine back in my golf cart, I guess. That is a bummer. I wanted to put this on there and make the track a high-speed golf cart. They look like the same engine. That's unbelievable that they made a weird crankshaft on this engine. Yeah, I'm letting the gas run out. Who cares? It'll dry up. So, I guess that isn't going to work out so good. I need a tapered shaft engine, not a funky shaft engine But while this is apart, I'm going to grease it and clean it, and then I'll put it back together. But that is goofy. I don't like that at all. I'm not happy. I wanted to build a super duper golf cart for the track. No luck. No luck at all. So, not good. That is the strangest thing I've ever seen. I wonder if it's a taper back front there. Boy, that's a weird crankshaft, isn't it? A big splined crankshaft. Well, I guess I'm going to have to order parts and rebuild the engine that was in there. We'll see. Okay, so we got a weird crankshaft on that one. And we got leaky seals in this one. So I decided to pull this one apart and reseal it because the bearings aren't terrible. The compression's very low too, though. So we're gonna do, I guess I'm gonna do a quickie rebuild on this one, clean it all out, clean it up, main seal and top end. So I gotta order me some parts, but first I gotta look at the cylinder and see how good or bad it is. We'll get back to that, but I'm gonna pull the flywheel. You guys know how to pull a flywheel, right? Yeah, I guess I could show you how I do it. Let's see, what size do you think that is? Is it the same size as the other side? No, it's bigger. So I need like a 23 millimeter, looks like. Which the only one I got is for a bigger gun. Is it 23? No, it's bigger yet. 24. Wow. So we got 24. Okay. I like to leave the nut on a little bit. And then you can smack without worrying too bad. So we're going to pry up a little. I think you guys can see me. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna get you centered more. So we're gonna pry up a little bit. We can find a good spot. And we're gonna smack that a couple times. Did it come off? Yeah, I think it came off. It did good. So, yeah, that stinks that I gotta do this because I wanted to make this guy a really mean golf cart with a snowmobile engine in it. Ew, look at that main seal mess. So, we got some cleaning up to do in here and pulling apart to do and get to the seal. So, we're gonna put a new main seal in this. Let's see what I got here. Use my impact gun. Dump that out. It's a pain in the neck to get out. And we get into that main seal. It's not an expensive item, but you got to pull the engine apart to get it somewhat. Get moved. Yeah, it moved, but boy, is that hard turning. These things get so rusty and crusty in there. It is ridiculous, and of course my arm keeps getting in the way. I try. Some of these guys have it down pat. They are so good with these. They get the camera right in there. Their arm never gets in the way. Their head never gets in the way. Mine, my big head gets in the videos all the time. I don't know how these guys do it. Oh boy. If this don't come out, I'm gonna have to vice grip it. Oh boy. It's not looking great. I don't want to damage it too bad. So I'm going to go get myself a pair of vice grips and put on that. And keep working it out. You guys don't need to see all that, do you? Well, maybe. You know what I'm going to try a regular big screwdriver first. See if maybe I get lucky with this. Yes, I got lucky. It's coming. Now, well, the wires have to come through. I've got a mess on my hands here. They're pulling. Not bad. Sometimes you get balled up and you can't get them through. But I did good. Okay, there's our main seal that looks pretty crappy. And that is why we are not getting any pulse to our fuel pump, because there's not enough there between this seal being messed up and the low compression. It's not able to build any pressure to make fuel come up. So we're going to get that seal out of there by sticking a sheetrock screw in it and just pluck it out of there. And then when the new one comes in, I'll put it back in there. But yeah, that is shot. It's no good. So we'll get back to you again. Well, to my surprise, all of the bolts came out of the plastics. All the bolts came out of the side cover. We did really good here. A lot of times these bolts are married in there so bad you can't get them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my air gun here, and I'm going to sit this on the floor and blow it all off and clean it up so I don't drop dirt down inside when I pull the top end off to see what the piston looks like and stuff. So we're going to go down and just blow this one a little. Engine rebuilding is dirty, but only on the outside. Okay, so there we have it. All kind of blown off, so I don't drop dirt in it when I pull it apart. And once I get this opened up, I will order parts and then we'll get her done. We'll get rid of the 10 and we'll put 12 on. Everything is coming apart so nicely. I have a feeling there's a minor, that's weird, a minor head gasket problem also, because I'm seeing gas oil stuff up here on the top. So I'm thinking that we have another issue. And that cylinder does not look really scored up or anything, but it's got a lot of carbon on the top. And why am I getting all this liquid up here? Is this maybe loose a little or something? But we got something leaking here. Well, it's gonna get into it anyway, so no big deal. And I ended up getting a little dirt in there anyway. explain all this better, of course, when I get to it. But yeah, this doesn't look terrible. But it still does not have much compression. So let's see what we got here. Oh, it's taken off on me. See how much. Standard piston, rings, and hone the cylinder. I think we'll be fine. If that's a standard piston in here. There's the directional arrow. There should be a marking someplace. It'll tell me, oh, whatever, or ST, standard is usually marked someplace. I might have to clean that really good to find it. But yes, we are going to end up just doing everything. Why not? So I will be ordering parts. Let me see. Bearings are a little noisy, but they're not. There's no end play. I don't think there's any kind of crazy play in the bearings, so. I don't know. What do you think? Should I do the bearings too? See those bearings? Well, like I said, that doesn't have any scoring to it at all. Ooh, what's that mark? There's some kind of mark there. But it's not scoring. I don't know what that is. It'll clean out with the hone though. So I think we're just gonna order up some parts. We'll see what we can do with this thing. Ooh, man, that's oily mess. Lots of oil. Ooh, and there's crud in the engine. How did this happen? What is that? It's carbon inside of the bottom end. So yes, we got a blow-by problem. This carbon doesn't get down in here normally. So yeah, we're gonna have to do a little bit of, yeah, you can see the side of the piston is black. So yeah, it's been blowing by and making a mess of things. So, okay, we're going to do a bottom end too, so I can clean it out. And let's see. Rod bearing seems okay. Just the mains are a little noisy. So, okay, total cleanup and rebuild. We'll get parts and come back to this. So back to this engine rebuild for the G1. I got my main bearings. I got the main seals. I got everything cleaned up nice. Got the bearings off. The old bearings were junk. There's one there. Nice. They were noisy, rattly, nasty. I got another issue. I got everything cleaned up nice. The cylinder is honed out beautifully. Let's see if we can get some light for you. The cylinder honed out very, very nicely. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. There's a crack. Down in there, there's a crack. So I need a new cylinder. Well, I figure maybe we can put the, oh yeah, there's another crack right here too. I see a crack. So I got two cracks in the cylinder after all that work, cleaning it up and honing and everything else. So, but we got the bottom end all cleaned up here and ready. So I'm going to set you up in my little stand here. We'll put this bottom end together. How's that? So there's the bottom end of the engine, just about done. That is a bummer that the cylinder is actually cracked. I'm stuck there. So this is about as far as I can go right now. Make sure it's all filled nice. I actually wanted to see a little ooze out the top like that side, but I didn't get much over here. But I think I'm good. I see silicone oozing all the way around the outside. So that means that it's oozing on the inside also. There's one little spot missing there, but I see it on the inside there. So we're good. So that's the bottom end done. Next is the top end, but I gotta see what this guy wants to do about the connecting rod, or the cylinder. Wait, that turns nice. It's a little tight yet, but no noise at all. It's getting better. Yeah, it's fine. So everything looks good. Seal looks like it's sealed very nicely. Let's check the other side. Silicone squished out all over. The seal looks good. So I think the bottom end is done. I'm going to cover it up so no dirt gets in it. Like I said, I'm very meticulous about clean when rebuilding engines. You might as well just throw the piston on there. I can put the rest of it in later, just so I can cover it. Might as well. Okay, that's the intake side, exhaust side. There we go. It's in there. Anyway. Everything feels good. Well, I wish I could get this done, but like I said, the cylinder is no good. So we're going to have to continue this video when we figure out the cylinder. So we'll get back to you. Okay, we're back to this Yamaha Golf Cart G1 engine rebuild job. I got the bottom end all done in the last part of my video, and I honed the cylinder up really nicely. We'll look inside there, and boy, it looks really nice, except for when you shine a light down in there, there's a crack right up past that port and even through the bottom of the port, and there's a crack up top here. So I had to get a new cylinder. Of course, I was going to put a new piston and rings in, but I had to get a new cylinder too because that's cracked. So now it's about time to put the cylinder on here. I have to put the piston in the rest of the way with little snap rings, and of course the new wrist pin. So we're going to do this. Take the old wrist pin out. I just stuck it in there. It's all oiled up in there. I'm going to stick the new wrist pin in. Like so. And I can get my, ooh, these clips don't have any, these don't have any little tab to get a hold of them. So they're going to be fun to get in and out and stuff. They're different than the other ones. So I got to have a little fun with that. The other ones had a little tab on them that you could actually grab with a pair of needle nose pliers, and you could just twist them in. The new ones don't have that. How am I going to get that in there? It's going to be fun. needle nose pliers maybe, or I don't know. It's a rough one. I don't use the old ones because they can be bent a little or stretched a little. So I use new ones. It's just a problem of, let's see, make sure we're in view here. Yeah, we're in pretty good view here. A little better. Get a little closer maybe. There we go. So, I've never dealt with these type of clips before. I think I'm going to pull the piston out and get the first one in. If I can. This is going to be fun. Without a little tab on it. How the heck? Because they expect you to grip it and put it in there. And it's too tough to twist with your fingers. I just don't understand how you're supposed to do that. Because I've never dealt with that before. Yeah, I'm kind of squishing it. Get that in there good. Oh boy, that thing is tough. I hate doing this in videos when you run into a problem. It's a problem. I wonder if I can squeeze it this way from the inside, maybe. Scratching the piston a little here, but can't help that much. I'm getting it. Squeezing it from the inside. And pushing it with my finger. Boy, is that a tough one. Get in there. I am having fun with this. Like I said, I've never seen such a thing. It's always got that little tab on it you can grab. This one does not. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to squish this in there better. I'm getting it, but not that easily. It makes for a bad video when you can't fix the thing. Okay, I'm gonna try another method. I'm gonna find out how to get this stupid thing in there. The clamp didn't work so good, and pushing it is very hard. It's a pretty hard little clip thing. I wonder if I can. Boy, we're getting close. I'm probably gonna slip and stab myself or something. Doing it this way. Man, that's tight. Wait, I'm right on the edge the whole time. I'm in the hole with it. Yay! No. Yeah, it's in there. Okay, now that's the exhaust side, which goes that way. Then you got to put everything back together and put the other one in. That's fun. There. Get in there. Trying not to get my head in the camera. I always end up doing that for some reason. Okay, now lay this down this way. I'm gonna have to put something in there. So hold it. Then I gotta get this clip on. Same thing. They are such a pain in the neck, these clips. Them other ones with the little tab on them, you just grab them with the pliers, you push them in there. These, there's nothing to grab on. Put them in there. The other one worked good with the pliers at the start. Now that I got it in there, wrist pin's in there, I might be able to do that again. I got another needle, another pair of pliers. This time I got a wrist pin at least to grab onto and see if I can get in that far. And squish this baby. Not that easily. Oh, now it popped out on the other side. Like I said, if anybody knows the best way to get these in there, let me know next time. I'll try it this way. Boy, that's close. One side. There's the other side. Yay! I did it. Make sure it clicked in really good. Okay, so there's the piston. We're getting somewhere. Now, I scratched it a little bit, so I'm going to take some fine emery and just clean that up a little. I don't like scratches. That could be a little burr, and it would cause an issue getting the piston in the cylinder, or even, so I just want to clean the burr. That's all. Just clean it up a little nice. There we go. And of course I make sure everything is clean, so I'm going to get the air hose. Air blower. Of course I had it covered, but I'm still going to make sure. Okay, so that's good. Now, for a set of rings. Okay, the rings are square on, okay. These are standard rings. Which way is the pin? Up or down? Okay, it's upward, so these have to go upward. And line up with the pins, of course. So there's one. The other one should be over there. Yep, it is. Put that up right. That matches up with the hole. And we're in. Now we have a nice brand new cylinder. It's nice. We have a brand new base gasket, but of course I'm going to blow this cylinder off to make sure it's spotless clean. And sit it back on the clean towel. Get out our little gasket set here. Put on the base gasket. Screw. This way. Or the other way. Nope, it's the other way. Unless it just fits weird, I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Yep, that way. That fits a little better. It's still kind of weird, but it fits better that way because it's square here and less square there. It's weird. Why'd they make it like that? But anyway, that's how it goes. So make sure my rings are in a nice position on the pins. Intake side over here. Squish the rings a little. And we're in. Voila. We're in partially. There we go. Now we're in. Yay! Okay, there's a little something here I want to clean off. I don't know what that is, but it came on the cylinder. So just gonna hit that quick. And now for our new head gasket. And of course that seems like it goes on anyway. It's kind of weird though. Round, square, loose fit. Don't really like it. And this is supposed to be like original equipment. I think I threw the old one away already. So we're alright, I'm sure. So let's blow this off. And this goes on so the air flows through that way. That hole did something. But that hole is also over here, so they do something. What hooks on the holes? I'm just sure that looks right. Yes, that hooks on them holes. Yep, we got the head on, right? We need 4 nuts. I think. 12. Here. One there. I don't know how much I can finish today because I have other things I gotta do too, but we're gonna get a good start on this here. Can you guys see all right, I hope? Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'll lift you up a little bit. There we go. The little stand is moving a little there. I'm going to double check that we are all the way down, and yes, we are all the way down tight. We're looking good. Yes. I'll make myself a ratchet. These aren't real super high compression. I just tighten them, hand tighten them nicely. It's only a 2-stroke flathead engine, you know. It'll be fine, like they say on other guys' channels, sir. I didn't see any cracks in the head or anything, so I think we're good there. Okay. Ooh. 3, 4. pretty even. Now, we got our main bearings in and everything done there. We have to put the ignition back into here, which means squishing all these wires through this little hole, and the rubber pluggy thing through the hole. Pull this back a little. No, it's gonna be trouble. You just barely fit. You gotta pull them through like one at a time. They won't all fit at once. Now, this has to go in. I forget exact direction, but I think it was just kind of straight in. We'll figure that out. Gotta get this rubber thing in here. Good. Usually you can just pull that in like that. Okay, we did good. There's a little crumpled or something. There we go. Now we're in. And you can see where it was originally, so timing shouldn't be a problem. Right there. Little hair more there. Okay, screw holes line up. I think it was them two. Not so bad of a job. Since this is so old, I was worried about screws not coming out. And some were very hard to get out, but they all came out. Everything went pretty well. So we're doing good. Okay, there's that part. Now, flywheel go back on. And no, I can't. That is all gooey because it had a main seal leak. So that's got to get cleaned. Like I've been saying through the whole video, I like things to be nice and clean, no dirt in the new engine, you know. So let's do our intake and exhaust, which I think there's something goofy with my camera, maybe a setting or something, because I just started this video on a full charge battery and I ran out of battery already in the middle of doing the intake. So we're going to pull the intake off here and put it on a new cylinder. I may have to do some cleaning here, who knows. I know I gotta clean out the flywheel, that's for sure. Probably should have got the impact gun just for popping it apart, but like I said, I'm afraid with some of these old screws, probably shouldn't be though, because they're going nicely. Some of the other ones in the engine didn't go very nicely. I thought it was going to break some, but I didn't break any. I did really good. Oh, and this is moving. That's a good sign. It's like gonna come off of there without being all stuck. Surprise, surprise. At least that part did. This part stuck. Not bad though. We did good. Ooh, nice and clean. Let's Take a look at our reeds. There's a little crud in there. Not too bad though. I'll just wipe it off and get the gasket. But they're all nice and closed from the looks of it. Nope, I see light through those two. And a little light through those two, but do they close up? Yeah, they kind of close up. You know, I think I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to flip them over and clean them up. Okay, it's all cleaned now, but they aren't closing really tight. So there's a little trick that you can do to these, which is just take these off and flip them over. Because they kind of get bent the one way over time. A little bit of crud in there yet, but we'll clean that up. But you can see they're, yeah, they're a little bowed that way. So we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna put it right back on there. I wanna clean it. Everything in a new engine has to be clean, or you're looking for trouble. I put it in the parts washer, but of course I didn't take these off first. So we're gonna clean this reed up good and wipe my hand off good again. Okay. See which way it's bowed. Put it on that way. Looks like it's tighter now. Not bad in there. Huh, it's giving me troubles. Little tiny holes, little tiny screws. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll try to put this by the camera. Now that I flipped one, you can see, yeah, that one's tighter than the other one. I haven't even got the screws in it yet. This is basically a check valve, so it can suck air fuel mixture in, but it can't cough back through the carburetor. So that one up top and that one on the bottom, there's still a little air gap there, but I think we'll be okay. It's not much, but I don't like any. It's kind of weird. We're not supposed to have that gap. Okay, I'm gonna mess with this and come back. Okay, well, I flipped them and cleaned them up and got them pretty tight. There's a little tiny gap. You can't see it because I need light underneath it, but it's good. Let me put that gasket on. Let's check my camera and make sure you guys can see me here. Can you see me here? Yes, you can. Okay. And then make sure the intake is decent clean in there. There's that. Put that on. It's straight up. Some of them are angled down, some of them are angled up. I wish I had like a Yamaha blaster intake or something for this. They want to go bigger intake, bigger exhaust, but I didn't find the parts. I want the track to have their golf cart back, So I'm going to put it back together pretty much stock, except where it does have a bypassed governor, so it screams pretty good. So there's M4 screws. It's starting to get chilly up here in the Northeast. I'm getting the sniffles. I've been sniffing. It's cold in the mornings, and it kind of warms up in the afternoon. It's not too bad in the afternoon, but this morning it was like 38 or 36 or something. Yeah, this has to be super tight. I just try to get them nice and even, the torque, you know. There we go. The exhaust. Same thing. Just yank it off there, throw it on there, and we're good. So we're going to shut you down. It's only 2 bolts, and we'll get this silly part done. Got the exhaust gasket, and we will get back to, you know, I'll just throw lots of the other stuff on. You saw it come off. I'm going to clean the flywheel, put it back on, put it all together, and we'll throw it back in the golf cart. Okay, the original gasket for the exhaust is much better quality than a crappy new paper one. So I'm going to use the original on this because of it. Just a little carbon in there. Clean up real quick. Not near the engine, of course. I'm going over here. It'll be right back. Now, which way did this go on? Okay. That was the bottom there. So it goes that way. I'll shove that back on there. There used to be a kind of a flopper valve for, what do you call it? Just a valve in the exhaust. It kind of acted like a external, some kind of power valve. But I eliminated that to get the exhaust to go through better. Because I do want this to be a little better than stock, at least, you know. Like I said, I removed the governor already. Now I've removed this silly flopper in the exhaust, which had a big linkage to it and everything. When you stepped on the gas, it opened the exhaust. When you let off the gas, it shut the exhaust. Well, it also robs a little horsepower. I want horsepower. So there we go. The internals of the engine are pretty much complete. Just gotta clean up the flywheel and put it on and start putting covers on, and we'll be good to go. And of course the clutch, that just pops on there and bolt in it. So we'll be back after I get this cleaned up and ready. I should show you how much crud is in this flywheel. Every bit of this is from the rear, or the main seal in the engine leaking behind the flywheel, and just filled the flywheel all up with this crud. It's just nasty, cruddy, real thick chunks of it all up in here. Look at the size of these chunks. It's like a big pile. So like I said, I'll clean this out and get back to you. Okay, now I took it outside and I well, after I scraped it, I pressure washed it and got all the goop out of it. So now this flywheel can go on. There's the key, and there's the keyhole. Let's get this maybe lined up here. The magnets are trying to grab it. I think the key has shifted a little too. It should shift back though, yeah. Let's see what not. I'll tap on it. Just to make sure it seats before I put the bolt in it. And the nut, yes, is seated. Now for the nut. Very fine threads. I'm actually going to impact that. So let's see. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Yes, sure. Okay. So all I got to do is impact that on. Ooh, nice compression. It should have nice compression. It's all brand new in there. And the main bearings are new. Everything's new. So it's nice and quiet turning. I think we're going to be all right. I'm going to impact that. Wag it. I'll be back. I put it down with a socket away. Now I'm going to just give it a little shot, and there we go. Next on the list is start putting covers on, I guess. In the clutch. I can put the clutch on, but actually it's nicer to work on it like this without the clutch on it. It's much lighter. So I think I'm just going to start putting covers on this thing, which is an easy process. Just throw them on there, bolt them down, done. And the carburetor is in the golf cart hanging out, so which I'm going to clean that, make sure that's good. This is simple enough. Our engine is almost complete now. Have to go nuts on plastic first. None of this stuff you have to put 2 nuts on. Just enough so it don't fall apart. And it's good. So now, we're starting to look like an engine again, huh? This was a little tricky to get off. I had to open it up to get it off. Hopefully I can squish it back on there. What's a zip strip on there for? Oh, don't know, but there's a zip strip on there. And we're doing good so far. We're hitting something down there. I see. Go below that one. Gotta open up and go below this one. You gotta open this thing up to get it in there. There we go. Now it's in there. Now we're really looking like an engine again. I'm glad it's a 2-stroke because 2-stroke is so nice. You don't have the timing chain and the valve train and all that stuff. You just put your new piston rings, whatever in it that it needs, and done deal, you know. So I'm going to continue on with this. You see it's almost complete. So all you got to do now is put a few bolts in, and it's going to put the clutch on, and it's ready to go in. So I'm going to move you guys back a little. Okay, we now have a complete engine, intake, exhaust, covers. Now, I only got one screw left over. Hey, that's not bad. It's got to go here someplace, one of these silly covers. It's just one of these Phillips head jubbers. I'll figure it out when I get to it. But now, the clutch can go on. It's got a little dirt behind it, not terrible. So I just scraped it out quick and show it right on there. Now lots of your Yamaha golf carts have a pump back here for your oil injection. Well, I deleted that and we just mixed gas in this one. Let's see, do I have a socket that fits that in there? Yes. There we have it. The clutch is on. Are you seeing it good, I hope? Yeah, it's in there. So that's done. Except for bending these little tabs up so it doesn't fall off. So, you get a little chisel. Wait, that's a big hammer. Don't need anything that big, so this is fine. There we have it. Tab is bent over. Now we have a completely put together engine, except for that one screw, like I said. I don't know where it came from, but I know it's not internal. There's no screws in there. It's got to be one of these holes out here someplace. Went there, there. Oh, there it is, right there. I found out where the screw went. I knew it was right there somewhere. It couldn't be anything big. We'll put that one in. The engine's trying to get away from me here. I knew it had to be something external there. There, now we have a complete engine. So this can go in the golf cart later. From the looks of it. Boy. Good compression. It'll build better compression. I'm going to actually pull the spark plug, throw some oil in it, and wheel it over by electric start once I get it in there. And just to crank it and get oil into it. So we're good. One rebuilt Yamaha golf cart engine. It doesn't like to sit up by itself. It likes to roll away and do weird things. So there we have it. That part of the video is done. Now we just got to install it. Okay, we're going to put the engine in this thing now. And I've got it all stuck together here. But it's 2-cycle. I've got the terrible back and don't lift big engines anymore. 2-cycle's not too bad. It's built in here if I can. Should have took it off darn thing should come right out of there. Okay, I'm going to get it on this pulley first. And we're almost lined up. Belt on, and I can start putting engine bolts in and get this thing done. I know I probably got my head in the camera again. I always end up doing that. I don't know how some of these guys do it, but they do perfect video without getting their head in the camera. I don't know. I always end up with my head in the camera. I'm gonna jack this thing up, I guess, and get under it, unless I can just roll under there. I don't know. Let's see. Don't really have to go all the way under, but get a reach under. 4 motor mount bolts in there. If I can find the holes and everything. It's up in a C channel, like it's such a pain in the neck. Close on that one. Okay, got one started. So these are a real pain in the neck. There's like a tin guard under there, and it's not cut out big enough to get these in there. I had fun getting them out because of that. But I'm gonna get this thing done one way or another. Now, find the back bolt hole. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is, way back there. Like I said, this tin shroud is not really cut out big enough. I'm tempted to cut the thing out more. Let's see if I can get it to the front bolt. I don't know if they can cut it out more or just take it right off. But it's being a pain in the neck. I can't even get the bolts in. Might have to do some more work here. If I could only get one started, it would be nice. Then I could fish that one out with a magnet that I just lost up in there. But I don't know if I can even get another one in right now. Just like I said, it's just rough because they don't give you enough room in that. They cut a big hole in it, but it's not big enough yet. And I just lost a second bolt up in there. So I'm gonna have to do some minor surgery to get these bolts in here. I'm gonna have to jack it up. I'm gonna have to go under there, maybe cut a little bit out of that thing. But now I have 2 bolts up in there. So I gotta get a magnet and pull them out. This was the worst part of the job, getting the first stinking bolts out of the engine. No, and I don't know where it went. I can feel the other one, but like I said, I gotta get a magnet up in there to get it. It went up in there. I can feel it. Ooh, I think I got it. I got it out, but I don't know if I can get it in that hole or not. If I can get 2, it'd be nice to get a start here. Good start would be good. Boy, I'm close. I can feel the hole. I'm not going in it. That's like this. The worst part of this whole job is these 4 bolts in here. Up in there, in the tin, very hard to get to. It's just lucky that they unscrewed nicely. No, I'm not making any progress here. I don't think. Anyway. Ugh. Maybe from the other side. And no, I'm not making progress here. I'll try rolling around. I'll try it. I'll try anything once. Ooh, we lost something. I'll figure that out afterwards. I really want to get a bolt in this thing. Yeah, it's even worse from this side. I'm gonna have to jack it up and roll under. But you got the idea anyway. It's a bolt up under a tin shroud, and I got a pain in the neck here. Okay, so we got them crazy bolts in underneath. It's kind of weird. There's a big hole under there for the 4 bolts for the motor. Well, the hole's off center. I don't know what happened, but it's off center. So I can get 2 bolts easy. The other 2 are very hard. So I got the bolts in. I plugged in some of the electrical here, some of the electrical there. This one's a little loose, so I'm gonna have to, now it's on there. That's better. I gotta hook up the belt and the bolt in there and little things, and I want to take the spark plug out, like I said, spray some lube in, crank it over a bunch of times to break it in with no compression on it, because you know, it's just better for it. So I'm gonna get to all of that. I'm gonna have to move the camera back a little bit. I actually put the belt on, which was kind of silly because I still have the other belt for the starter here someplace. It's here, I know it is. No, it's over there on the bench, I believe. So I have to take the main belt back off and put this starter belt back on. That was silly of me. I've been working on golf carts a while, and I still do silly things. I guess some of us just can't help ourselves. I gotta get this off of here. It does come off, but it's a little tight, that's all. Okay, that one's off. You probably can't see because my body's in the way, my head's in the way, my body's in the way, everything's in the way. Always. I should be able to slide that belt through that belt. I don't get too crazy. Yep, I did it. And that gets hooked around the starter generator. And this goes back on there. Have it. Yay. So now this one just needs to be tightened up and put the bolt in it. It isn't that tight, but it'll be alright. I guess I'll take the belt off, put this on, and stretch the belt back on. Let that be out all the way anyway. Gotta run for tools. I'll just bring the set over, make it easier. Since this thing didn't run for a while, at the track, he took the, oh boy, I almost forgot this. This goes in there to take up that gap. There we go. I don't know if you can see all this either, but I'm trying. 12. Okay, that's in there. Now let's see if I can get this belt stretched back on there. And stretch it back on here. Should be no problem, because it's all spring. There we go. We got her. Now, I wonder if I get a metric socket, it'll take the spark plug out instead of running for another socket. It's even loose. Now, like I said, I always like to crank a new engine over, put some oil in it, and break it in a little bit before I go crazy. Which, he took the battery out of it because it didn't run for a while. So, we put the jump box to it for now. And we'll see if she cranks over, see if I got all the electrical done. We'll do a little break-in procedure. We'll just heat the rings with no compression because it's good for it. Okay, let's see. Sounds good so far. She's cranking. I'm gonna spray it up in there. Spray some in there. I should have the one with the doohickey on it. I think the jump box is dead. Yep, my jump box is dead, so this ain't going to happen today, but there's still the battery from mine. But we're getting there. Got her cranking. I gotta charge this jump box up for later. Okay, that's on charge. And I actually have batteries around. I don't know if any of them are good. So, we're going to take a little break now. And I got to get that charged up. And I can do some simple things. You know, I want to clean the carb. I want to ream the jet a little bit. I want to hook up a fuel pump and see if it's pumping because they had a problem with that. I think it was because the main seals were shot in the engine, but I can't do any of that till I get a battery. So we'll be back. Okay, we're back to this golf cart. And hoping this video comes out good. I found a setting in my camera that was off. GoPro's, I've been having trouble with that. You hit the button and it changes modes and all kinds of stuff on you. So that went crazy on me. Well, I had trouble. I did get it cranking and ready to fire up. I couldn't get fuel to this. I had a spare carburetor, so I put it on a brand new one. So I put it on there. Well, it didn't make any difference. I was getting a little bit of spit out of my fuel pump, but not enough. It wasn't doing much. So then I looked down in there and I saw a wet spot. Well, the pickup line coming out of the tank to the engine was leaking. It was sucking all kinds of air. So I was here trying this pump and trying the original pump and nope, no good. So I found the problem. I ran a line direct and I zip stripped it up so it doesn't fall on the exhaust. I think I'm gonna put another one here maybe, but I don't want it falling down when I put the exhaust on. But I cranked it up once I got fuel to it, and she fires right up. So we did good. Now, it's basically just exhaust, and we're done. It's a pretty easy rebuild, a 2-cycle engine, you know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I may do a little test run. I'm not sure after I get the exhaust on, but I'm thinking about cutting it open a little bit and giving it a little bit more out because, you know, actually I think I'll just leave it because it runs good. It's fine. I'll just put the exhaust on there and maybe I'll take it for a little ride. Okay? I'll be back. Well, that's not good at all. I thought about something. I can't take this for a ride after I put the exhaust on. Okay. The guys at the track that owns this took the battery out. And my battery's so big that I can't put the exhaust on with the battery in there. So I gotta put this on. And I gotta get his battery, or a battery, before I can really do any running with it. Okay, I think we're on. So, I can't take it for a ride right away unless I find some. Ooh, I got a little battery over there that might do it. We'll see. I may take his for a ride. I'll be back. Okay, so I threw this little shit battery in there. I had to stick rags under it and around it so it wouldn't short out because I didn't have a battery. And I got the exhaust on, and I guess it's time to take it for a run. You want to take a ride? Okay, so I found a hose. Actually, I just had the fuel pump kind of hanging out down there, and this hose was kinked, and it wouldn't allow fuel in. So I think it's safe to say we can take a ride on this, maybe. Because I got fuel in the filters, I get fuel to the carb, it started. Let's see what it does. Shut the lid. Put that on. And it's a G1, so of course it starts in reverse. So like that. Sounds nice and crisp. I hear that two-stroke, that, you know, the crispy sound. It sounds good. Okay. Now I'll go back into forward and try it out. It kind of idles if you put your foot on the gas pedal a little tiny bit. I set the idle down so it actually does idle. So I think we are done with this project and it can go home. So there's another job done. Hope you enjoyed the whole thing. I had fun. I cut that finger, I cut that part, I cut, you know, it's all kinds of fun in these tight spaces under these machines, you know. So anyway, that was a job well done.